All right, so today we're going to be talking about slope to start with. Now, there are three different ways to find slope. Three different ways. They're all in your journal on page 17 and 18. What is the first way to find slope?
Deepness. That's always up there, man.
Rise over
On a
run.
graph.
Rise over run. Thank you. Rise over run. And when are you going to use rise over run?
On a graphing.
When it's on a graph. Okay, very good. That's the first way to find slope. The second way to find slope. Yes and yes. All you guys are correct. If it's on a table, there's actually another instance that you would use the same way. Anybody remember the other one? It's not equation.
Table, graph.
It's table or, nobody knows? 2 points.
Oh, right.
Okay, now what are we going to use if we have a table or 2 points? What's the formula? Got it. Nobody remembers.
I don't remember.
This is rough. What'd you say? Nope, that's the next one.
Are we doing table?
I hear it starting.
Y2 minus y1 x2 minus
Okay, that's the one. Okay, so it's y minus y over x minus x, okay? Another way to say that is how much is the y changing by? The change in y. The change in y over the change in x. This little triangle thing, this just means change. All right, so a table, okay, Johnny, I don't need help. A table will look like this with a bunch of stuff all in the table. 2 points will be like this. All right, and they both work the same way. You have to find how much the y is changing by over how much the x is changing by. And the third way, the hardest way,
Equation.
the equation. I was kidding, by the way. I was facetious. It's not the hardest way. This is the easiest way. If you don't know how to find this one, no, you don't suck, but you're struggling in here.
You are the creation of the things.
Okay, what's the slope on an equation?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The m. And how can you find the m?
That's gonna be next to the
It's always next to the x. All right, the slope, you will either do rise over run, change in y over change in x, which is the same as rise over run, or it's the m in an equation. We go with this?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do 3 examples together, and then I'm going to have some questions for you all to do. The first one, we have a graph. We have a line on the graph that says find the slope. So we're going to use the first way, which is rise over run. Step 1, make this into a triangle, just like in the Pythagorean theorem. We have a right triangle, and then we can just count. Rise over run. Does it matter which dot I start with?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely it does. Because if you start with the wrong dot, you're going to end up with a positive when it should have been negative, or a negative when it should have been positive. All right, so right here, starting from the left, how much is my rise? -4, because it's going down. -4 over 5. -4 over 5. Any questions here? All right, that's how you find slope on a graph. Next. Slope on a table. Slope on a table. All right, this time we're going to use the change in y over the change in x. So, what is the change in y? -6. Y'all see the pattern here? It's going down by 6. -6 is the change in y. What is the change in x?
1.
It's going up by 1. So it's -6 over 1. We don't really need the 1. So it's just -6.
Oh my. That's easy.
All right, this would be the same if it was 2 points. If you had 2 points here, it would be like this: 0, 6,
Oh.
1, 0, and you would find the change in the y and the change in the x. Okay, it's patterns in y and patterns in x. Last example. Hardest one. Take 10 seconds. Figure out what the slope is. I'll say it out loud. This one better be the easiest thing you've ever seen. It better be the easiest thing you've ever seen. If you don't know anything else from 8th grade math, you better know this. What is the slope here?
21.
Oh my gosh. What is it really?
Negative
-1/2. Thank you. I don't need smart mouths. -1/2. Because it is the m and the y equals mx plus b. All right? You're responsible for knowing all 3 of those ways to find slope.